TIFU, I was around $88 short on my 4th day as a cashier. So on my first day, I was $10 short and manager told me that it happens and to not worry about it. On my second day, manager helped me count and it was right. On my third day, I was $10 short again. And again, manager told me it's fine. Today I was working extra carefully. I didn't want to be accused of stealing since only time numbers matches was when I was counting in front of my manager. I was double checking almost everything and I felt pretty confident by the end of a day. Yet, I got slapped with $88 shortage. Manager didn't react badly. He was as confused. But now I am scared that I will have problems since not only I lack a lot this time, but also because I messed up 3 times out of 4. Scared to go to work tomorrow. I have to wake up in 5 hours and have an 11-hour shift and afraid to lose my first ever job so soon. I bet I am already suspected of stealing. TL. Dr. I was $10 short on 2 previous days. On one of days everything was fine. But today I am $88 short and now I am scared. English isn't my first language. I am sorry. Are you only one who has access to cash register? I mean, if it's shared with multiple people it might not be your mistakes. I would make sure you're logged out of the till every single time someone takes your spot. I had an issue working as the cashier at McDonald's where anytime someone else used my till just for my lunch it was short. And every time I forced them to log into their own account, I was on the penny accurate. If that's not the case, practice counting change at home and count change back to customers. Don't rely on the machines to tell you the amount, because even though the calculations are correct, your brain will get better at handling cash by doing it manually. I would tell your boss, I'd like to be taught how to count change manually. I really don't want to keep making these mistakes. Even if you already know, just ask again so it looks like you're trying to prevent the same mistakes. If it was an even 10, this sounds like someone stealing under your access. The 4th day reflects they got away with it and got brazen. I worked as a cashier off and on in retail for several years. And the most I was ever off was a couple of dollars here and there. It sounds to me like someone is likely stealing from the register since you're new and assume it'll just get written off as a training mistake. I'd request to have your drawer counted down before you start working. And before you leave for lunch so you know you're good. Same for when your shift ends as well. I've worked retail for a couple years now. Worked my way up to supervisor. Spoiler alert. I sometimes still make counting mistakes. Or forget to give someone their cash back. It happens. It will happen less. Everything will work out well enough. You'll be fine. I did a brief stint as a cashier for a chain. One of the highest scan rates, but after 3 months I was $250 out. I did $250,000 in sales, but that $250 was reason enough to terminate me. I remember at my first job they said my till was $50 short. They wanted me to sign something. I was distraught that they thought I took it. Mind you that people went on the till randomly during a shift. I signed that it went missing during my shift, but I didn't taken it. After that, malicious compliance came into effect. If they wanted me to do something else, I'd ask a manager to check the amount beforehand. Think they realized that trying to accuse me wasn't fair. Turns out one of the other managers was stealing money, and I found out a couple of years down the line. So moral is check that someone isn't taking it on the sly. Why do you think you keep coming up short? Do you count back the change every time to the customer? I couldn't tell English wasn't your first language. You write very well. Keep your head up. You will gain confidence, then you will make less mistakes. Are you in charge of verifying your opening toll balance yourself? Or do you just get what they give you? Do you count the money at the start of your shift? I don't want to alarm you, but I cannot imagine a world where in 4 days of work you're over $100 short on your till and the company just says, "This is fine." I unfortunately have no advice to help you out here, but be prepared to, at the very least, have some sort of talking to. I've been in charge of a cash drawer on 3 different jobs. Some of the policies varied, but I always had my own drawer and was required to count in and out every time. Frankly, I'd never be a cashier unless it wasn't done that way. It protects the company, and, more importantly, you. At my previous job we had gotten a whole new system that was supposed to be better. There was one till though that gave you the wrong number of change to give back and also double charge people's cards apparently. It was a pain in the ass. We had to quickly calculate the change we needed to give back. One day my friend that was a shift lead casually asked me, "Do you have any idea why your till was short $50? Quote, my heart dropped to my shoes. I shook my head and she said, "It's fine, I was just curious." I never brought it up again, but I think I was off the hook because the till was messing up so bad. They probably just thought it gave the wrong total at the end of the day. In my first job, 2 $20 bills stuck together when I gave change back and the customer gave back the bills at the next window, and I was immediately sent home. Either way, it never failed to make my soul leave my body for a while. At my old job I was also short a couple of times and I was very confused about it. Called the boss and they said, "Just like yours, that it is fine and it happens." Later my coworkers also started to get the same problem. We started to suspect all the people who worked there and it turned out one of the girls stole from the register. Could that also be the case for you? Otherwise I wouldn't worry. It happens from time to time. Wouldn't be surprised if there is video surveillance. If they thought you were skimming, I think they already would have sacked you. Mistakes happen. Yeah, make sure if you're on the register that is only you. If you taking a break or leaving that spot, log out so the next person has to essay their code. Make it a habit, especially for those tips, to go in your name, not the other person, if this applies to your job. Also for me, money would stay stuck inside the drawer in the back, so we thought money would be lost. Miscalculations also happen during closing shifts, so you do close, use a calculator if possible to get any math right, etc. I too had money missing a couple of times till it became more often as I left that job. It became suspicious that it might be the manager or owner trying to set me up to be fired, so I quit before that. But it's better to be careful. If you don't know why you are short and you think you are making mistakes, ask to be retrained. If they ask why, you could say that you are unsure about some of the company policies and that you'd like a retraining in order to gain confidence and minimize mistakes. If they're telling you not to worry, they've got their eye on somebody and you're the bait. As a manager in retail, having this happen from time to time, like they said, is fine, but when it becomes common, it either means thief or someone making silly mistakes too often. My advice would be to approach management as soon as you start and explain you're worried about it and don't know how it's happening. Maybe they could go through CCTV and find where you are messing up.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.